Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all folks in between, and welcome to Aunt Millicent's Cooking Show. Hey, y'all, and thanks for joining me again. I made a recipe last week that was tremendous, and I decided to share it with you guys. So tonight's recipe is called pineapple shrimp, and it's an Asian style. So I hope you like Asian food. If you don't, just fast forward it to the next one or go back and watch a previous one. So anyway, let's get our woks and chopsticks out and let's start cooking. So I'm going to apron up and I'm going to get started. Y'all, let's get started. First thing we got to have is some rice. I just use the stovetop rice. If you have a rice maker and you want to use just regular rice, that's awesome. Whatever rice you want to make is great. You can also use brown rice if you want to cut the calories, okay? So right now, while you're watching, put me on pause and go start your rice, okay? Because we're going to need this to put in the recipe. So this rice takes about 8 to 9 minutes, but I'm not going to say whatever your rice has. So however you want to prepare your rice, you need about 2 cups of it, okay? So first thing is rice. The next thing we're going to need is some oil. I like to use sesame oil in all my Asian recipes because it just lends some authenticity to it. If you don't want to spend the money for sesame oil and you just want to use regular Wesson oil, it'll be just fine. Okay, it just won't taste quite as cool. Okay. Next thing I have is a pound of peeled and deveined shrimp. Make sure you clean them really good before you put them in. Okay. And it could take anywhere from 3/4 to 1 1/4 pound. Okay. I need a can of pineapple. These are chunks, diced, whatever you want to call it. So get the big can. Okay, you're going to need it, and keep the juice too. Okay, when you put it in the thing. Next thing we're going to need are some scallions, also known as green onions. So just get you a nice healthy sampling of those. And you're going to need some garlic. I just use the pickled garlic, or you can use fresh. It's fine. The next thing you're going to need is a chili pepper. Okay, this is a standard jalapeno. When you cut this up, make sure you get the seeds out. Okay. Next thing you're going to need is some soy sauce. Okay, soy sauce is obviously another staple of Asian food. Okay, and then always have the light. The light, so we can avoid the sodium. Okay. One of the last things you're going to need is fish sauce. You could find this in your aisle at the grocery store where all the Asian food is, and it's a very pungent sauce. You're not going to put very much in there, but it gives it a seafood taste. Okay, and then finally, and I promise you, this is what I say it is. This is a little bag of cilantro. I know it looks like all kinds of things. But get yourself some fresh cilantro and cut it up. You're just going to need that to garnish the top of it. We just so happen to have some cilantro left over from some recipes that we did this week. So I saved it. Cilantro goes a long way if you just make a little bit of it. So anyway, this is cilantro. I promise you. Okay, so don't send any authorities here. Okay, cilantro. Okay, all right. So without any further ado, go ahead, like I say, and start your rice boiling, or however you prepare your rice, because mine's already going over here. Okay. Now, next thing is you need to get yourself a wok. Now, I don't know if you have a wok or not. We happen to have a wok. We have an electric wok. I've had it for a very long time. I had a wok before that it stopped working. So I have another one now. But get yourself a wok. If you don't have a wok, Aunt Millicent, I don't have a wok. What am I supposed to do? Just get yourself a normal skillet and make everything inside the skillet like I'm going to show you, okay? And I promise I won't tell anybody. The wok lends that heat of making everything nice and authentic. So I want to get my wok and we're going to get started, okay? Okay, y'all, I have got my wok out. It's electric, so I can make everything right here in my workspace. I'm not advertising anything, but it's a Breville. It's really nice. I love this thing. I make tons of things in it. I used to watch a show a long time ago called Wok with Yan. And I don't know if you're still around, Yan, but I loved your show. And you inspired me to make all kinds of fun Asian dishes. Okay, I knew I had to have a wok. As soon as I saw that, I was like, got to have one of those. So everything is going to be made in the wok except for the rice. But the rice is eventually going to go into the wok. So everything just goes in here, just like traditional Asian food. Okay. So now I pull the wok out, now I'm going to put it away. Let's cut up some things before we get started, okay? Here we go. The first thing we're going to cut is our scallions. I always cut the little root part off just all at the same time. And then any floppy other sides over here that aren't in good shape, I cut those off. These look like they're in pretty good shape. They're not dried out and they're not withered. So then just chop, chop, chop. So that's how I cut my scallions. Okay, so I'll get right on that. Hey y'all, we put your scallions aside. We're gonna chop up this jalapeno. Jalapenos are, as you know, probably, they're very hot. So what we're gonna do, and really the hottest part of the jalapeno is the seeds. So go ahead and cut it open, discard that little top, and I'll show you how I prepare these guys. I'm gonna cut the webbing out, and then I'm gonna wash these under the sink on the inside, and going to hopefully wash all those seeds away, okay, into the food processor. So make sure you cut all of the seeds out of here. And when you're done with these guys, we're going to dice them. Now, this dish can get, if you don't cut them up too, if you cut them too large, it's going to not spread the flavor around a whole lot. So you want to dice this up a lot. So hold on, I'll wash these. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got my jalapeno washed now. And so I'm going to cut them long ways like this. And what you want to do for this dish is just cut them like in little dices, tiny little slices like this. Okay, and that's going to go in our overall thing. When you eat this thing, or this dish, you probably won't even notice it has jalapenos in it. So if you're afraid, like, oh my gosh, I can't eat those, they're going to bother me, don't worry about it, okay? Because you won't even notice they're there. They just give it a nice little pop, okay? And all of the juices and the hot stuff from the jalapenos eventually kind of just cook out, okay? So you don't have to worry too much about it being too powerful, okay? And I've managed to, while I'm running my mouth, already cut up this thing, okay? So now we're gonna get the wok, and we're ready to cook, believe it or not. Okay, y'all, are y'all ready to wok? Sorry, the milk is too easy. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add some sesame oil. We're gonna add about a tablespoon, and you can go ahead and heat your wok up or your skillet, no judgment. So I'm going to put about a tablespoon of the sesame oil in there, okay? And by the way, you can be extremely generous with these oils, okay? For real, because this rice, everything, it soaks up everything. So don't be afraid to add more, okay? I want to go ahead and get that heated up. I want to go ahead and put in my shrimp. Woo! Lost my spoon. They say smoke follows beauty. All right. So what you want to do is go ahead and stir your shrimp up in the oil, maybe about 3 minutes or so, 3 to 5, and get it good and done. Okay, it should look nice and pink instead of white when you're done. So go ahead and do that, and we're going to pull these guys out and put in our veggies and pineapple in just a minute. Okay, so go ahead and do that. Oh, okay, y'all, my shrimp appears to be done. So we need to take it out of the wok now, okay? The best way to do this is with a slotted spoon. Get yourself another bowl. And, you know, you don't want to overcook shrimp because it can get tough and the flavor goes away very quickly, okay? So let's scoop it all out. And by the way, I threw a little bit of soy sauce in there. It looked a little dry with just what I put in for the oil. So I threw some soy in it just to give it some moisture, okay? And speaking of that, now we're ready for the pepper and the scallions. So go ahead, oops, wrong one, my bad. And get yourself a little bit more sesame oil or oil, cooking oil, whichever one you got. Put that in there and get your combination of pepper and scallion and throw it in there, okay? And stir that for a little bit of time, okay? Oh, and by the way, go ahead and add some garlic, okay? So you need about 3 to 4 cloves. You know, I'm just going to scoop what I think looks good in there. Some of these recipes are a little inexact, okay? And it's okay. You won't notice any huge differences. If you're really fond of these things and garlic, go ahead and throw it in there. And you know what? This is looking a little dry in here too, so I'm going to throw some soy in there. Wow. Need a fan. Okay. So let's cook that in there. Cook that down and just saute it until your onions look like they've got some heat on them and they're done. Okay. You don't have to fry. You can even turn your heat down a little bit. So don't scorch it. You don't want it burned. Okay. So go ahead and do that for a couple of minutes and come back. Okay. Y'all, my garlic is nice and done. I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit more. Okay. Next thing that goes in, excuse me, whole can of pineapple with the sauce. Okay. Let it cook. Then you're going to add your shrimp back. I know it seems like it was just in there, but that gave your veggies a chance to cook. Okay, without the shrimp. Stir that up real good just for a second here. Okay, so and now when your rice is done, you should have your rice already finished. That's why I told you to start it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add my rice straight in here. Okay, just like that. And believe it or not, that's about a cup. And I have another little bag with rice here too. I didn't pull it out. So whatever you do to get your rice in there, get it in there. Okay. So now I have all my pineapple, all my shrimp, all my little guys that are my chili peppers and my scallions. Okay. Stir that up. Okay. And cook it down for a while. Get it nice and hot. Okay. It's looking good and smelling good already. Okay. There we go. So stir that up and I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, we have the rice and everything all stirred up. The last step is just to add soy. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of soy. Whoops. And you can be messy with the soy. It's fine. Okay. I like a lot of soy on my rice, so I'll do that. And then last ingredient is this magic fish sauce. Well, I don't know how magical it is. It certainly is strong. Okay. So you may want to go easy on this stuff. Okay. So there we go. That's what fish oil looks like. And I'm going to drizzle it in there and stir it in. Okay. And you're not going to believe this, but we're done. This is it. Serve it hot, serve it good. It'll last a day or two. If you want to put it in the fridge, it warms up really well. You know, I probably spent more time getting ready to make this show than I did to actually make this rice, this dish. Okay, that's not always true. So, but that's it. Keep your wok on, you know, medium heat, and it'll sit and wait for your guests to arrive or for you to serve it. And I promise you, it's delicious. So what I'm going to do is serve this a little bit more, and we'll go try it in our entertainment room. Okay. There you go. Okay, y'all, here's how we serve it on a plate. The green stuff on top is the cilantro I showed you. It's just a nice little addition to it. Okay, and I've got my chopsticks ready to go. So let's try it out. Okay, y'all, we have made it to our dining and entertainment room. I have brought my pineapple shrimp with me. It is still hot. Okay, so let's give it a shot, shall we? Get one of these little shrimpies. Excellent. And a little bit of pineapple in there too. Shrimp and pineapple together are delicioso. If you've never put them together, try it sometime in any kind of dish. Pineapple pizza with shrimp. It'd be really something. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed making the pineapple shrimp. It's really, really, really easy. Really, the most difficult thing to get is some of the Asian ingredients. I hope you have them at your local store. So that concludes the show. And with that, I wish everyone a very happy and healthy bon appetit.